Hi everyone, good evening. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi of the JQK Immigration Law Firm, coming to you live as I am every Monday through Friday on TikTok, Immigration Lawyer John, answering your immigration questions, general educational questions, not case-specific questions. For case-specific stuff, you should consult with an immigration lawyer to get private, consultation and all that. But we're here every Monday through Friday on TikTok. We're also here on Tuesdays on Instagram. JQK Law Firm is the Instagram handle. I look forward to talking with you all there. And also the video of this is on YouTube, JQK Law Firm, along with clips and a lot of other video material to really guide you through the immigration process. Now, the big news that came out today is President Trump and his administration backed down from the mess they created for people that are student visa holders, trying to kick them out of the country. So excited to that happen. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second and take questions you have about it. And before we start, I wanted to remind you about the Ultimate Marriage Green Card ebook. I published and wrote the Ultimate Marriage Green Card ebook. It's an ebook that breaks down the process for getting a marriage or fiance green card. I think it's the best one out there. That's why I call it the Ultimate ebook. Now, you should consult the immigration about your individual case, see how it fits for you, but I think it provides great knowledge. It's more than 30 pages of breaking down the entire parts of the process to give you a heads up on what you're dealing with. So if you do consult with an immigration lawyer afterwards, you'll know what's going on and you'll be prepared to hear what they have to say and see if it makes sense what lawyers are saying. You really check them out. For that, go to marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook, marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook, EBOOK. Catch that there. You can download the PDF and you'll get access to it really quickly. Well, with that, let's get it started. All right, so yeah, as I mentioned, the ebook is out there. I'm really happy about it. I think it's a great book. I've had it out for a year, but I never talked about it. People would just download it and tell me that it's really helped them. So I really hope it could help you as well. Again, it's marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook. And on the other side, while your questions rolling in, President Trump backed down from the student visa situation that he had created for himself. Thank you, Abdul Wisha, for the kind words. Thank you, Ziggy, as well. Hopefully everything works out for you. I don't know what you're saying, JPAN, but thank you so much. Aliyah, do you work all over the USA? Yes, I handle, for the cases that I do, I handle cases from across the world. The question is, do you work all over the USA? Almost every case I have, I just mail stuff to the government. So you either email it to me and I mail it to the government, or make some phone calls, stuff like that. So I do handle cases from everywhere. Ali Sheikh asked, should I sponsor my fiance on visitor visa to USA and then marry her and file for change of status? Well, first of all, you can't sponsor your fiance. Your fiance could apply for a tourist visa on their own. However, it is fraud. It literally is fraud if you apply for a tourist visa, which is intent of coming to the United States, is temporary. And when you apply for a tourist visa, you're saying, I'm going to go to the United States for a brief period of time, do some tourist stuff, and then come back. But if you file for that tourist visa with the intent to come and stay in the United States, to bypass the fiancé visa system or the marriage green card system that requires an embassy interview, that's a commission of fraud. And that could lead to many, many severe problems down the line. So no, if you ask me, should I get a tourist visa and lie to the government and really use that to get them here and get married? You should not do that. Now, sometimes people do come in as tourist visa holders and then all of a sudden decide to get married. That's a different story. But if your intent is to come and do that, I wouldn't recommend it. That is fraud. That's going to create problems for you. You should really just schedule a consultation with an attorney. And since it is a marriage case, check out the Marriage Green Card ebook at Ultimate Marriage Green Card ebook at marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook. I think that book will really break things down to you so you have an idea of what I'm talking about and what's going on there. And then schedule a consultation after that. Let's see. We have Pujman shared the current feed. Thank you so much. Allah says, I wanted to bring my wife from Morocco. You think you can help or no? Well, I need to talk with you guys. So for me to review the case, I need to have a consultation, review documents and background and stuff like that, and then give it a shot. So it is what I do. My focus of my firm is on marriage immigration cases. Again, download the ebook, marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook. That'll give you the information you need, and then schedule a consultation with my office, and we can take it from there. Nazir, good to see you, and everyone else on Instagram, thanks, good to see you as well. We got a lot of marriage cases coming online. That's perfect. Ziggy says, I wish you'd be in New York. I could come to you. Well, Ziggy, I do video consultations. I think you may have contacted me. I can't recall. But if there's a case that I handle, it has to be done, I can do it by a video consultation. We can take it from there. If it requires a person being there, either I have someone else do it, or I tell you I can't do the case. But what we should do is email me to fully describe the immigration issue that you have, and then I'll let you know if we could schedule a consultation, how much the consultation fee is, and take it from there. Layla says, I'm a U.S. citizen. Perfect. That helps matters. Grant Jones, follow the host. Thank you so much for following on TikTok, and please do. Kieran says, hi, when do you think we can get a call for an interview if we got the mail that everything is set? Whenever USCIS gets around to it, they'll schedule an interview, or the embassy will schedule an interview. It's up to them. You should just wait for that. Ali says, what is your contact information? info@jqqlaw.com is my email address, info@jqqlaw.com. So just check that out. It's my email. Email me, let me know what kind of situation you have, and we can take it from there. Hamaz says, my dad's interview last week, due to his health issues, they want his oaths. Do I need legal guardianship? Hamza, there's a lot going on there. I can't answer you here. You should consult with an immigration lawyer or just a lawyer in private to see what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's really fact intensive. I would consult an attorney in private about this situation. Kieran says, we got the letter saying everything is in the embassy and wait for interview call. So then you got to listen to them and wait for it. That's the way to do. Hi, Omar. Good to see you. Annie says, hi from Albany, New York. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us from the East Coast. It's a little late o'clock at night. It's prime time on primetime TV. People used to watch TV at 8 p.m. Nowadays, TV is so boring. People go on social media. I love it. It gives me a chance to compete with the top TV shows. Abdul Wash says, what is Trump saying about the marriage case? Trump says a lot of different things about the marriage case. It really is case specific to see how it affects you. So that's one of those things we need a consultation. There's travel bans based on countries. There's travel bans based on COVID-19. There's travel bans based on immigrant visas. There's travel bans on non-immigrant visas. There's other kind of stuff. There's public charge kind of stuff. There's a lot of things going on, and that's why we really need to sit down and talk to see how these things affect your case or they don't affect your case. Alicia says, I'm a lawful resident and go back and marry. Can my wife come and stay in the United States while our case is pending? No, unfortunately, your wife cannot do that. You have to get married and then apply for the case if they're overseas. There's a little bit more to it. Just schedule a consultation in private to get the full rundown of what's going on. It's not something we can go into too much detail here, but if you got to get the process started, just consult with an attorney, get it started. And again, the ebook is marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook. You'll have a lot of information there that could help you. You're welcome, Hamza. Sorry to hear about your dad having the situation. Anafik says, my green card expired October. My green card expired October. Do you think I have a chance to do my citizenship? Yeah, it's possible. I got to see what's going on, but the expiration of the green card doesn't make a difference for the citizenship part. So they're completely unrelated things. So that information, the only piece of information about you, helps me nothing for seeing if you are okay to file for citizenship. So that's why I need to consult an immigration lawyer in private. Email me at info@jqqlaw.com. You can schedule a 30-minute consultation to see if it's appropriate for you to schedule to file for citizenship. Rocky says, I have an asylum in the United States. Can I apply in Canada too? Probably not. I'm not a Canadian immigration lawyer. I can't advise. That's a Canadian kind of stuff. But normally if you file asylum in the U.S., Canada will say, well, you filed in the U.S., why are you coming to Canada? And also, to file for asylum in Canada, you have to leave the U.S. to go to Canada. And if you do that, most likely they'll invalidate your asylum claim. You can't come back in. So, consult with an attorney in private, but I generally don't recommend doing something like that. Maddie says, can you give a fingerprint for asylum and state that is different from the filing of the state? The fingerprinting appointments, historically, it didn't matter. You could go to any location. They're usually flexible. It's up to that location what they want to do. But with COVID-19 starting up, they're more strict on people just showing up to do a fingerprinting appointment somewhere else. So, in California, the biometrics offices are opening up again in July 17th. So we don't know how they're going to do this kind of stuff. But I wouldn't recommend at this point people just showing up to other center, because they may say you don't have an appointment notice. We can't just deal with random people coming in. We have protocols to avoid COVID-19, disease and all that stuff is spread around. So because of that, they might let you in. Now, it's a case-by-case situation. We have to see what's going on in your case. I can't really answer to you, and I don't handle asylum cases, so I don't know how the fingerprints for that work, if they're different from typical USCIS cases. But that's some general talking points and some ideas I wanted to share with you about that. Harpreet says, will K1 affect it with this position? It means on which position. So the K1 fiance visa is when a UN citizen has a fiance overseas that they want to bring here. Will they get affected by any of the proclamations by the president? I think that's what you're talking about. Some will and some won't. It depends on the facts of your case and the background of your foreign fiance. So that's too general a question that I can answer here, but definitely schedule a consultation with a lawyer or email me at info@jqqlaw.com so we can break down what's going on with your case. H Tong sent some panda love or something like that on TikTok. Thank you so much. Anna, thank you for sharing the feed. Abdullah says, does the CR1, the conditional resident 1, have any effect on the marriage case Trump's talking about? Abdullah, we talked about this yesterday, and it may or may not, it's the same answer. At this point, you've asked a lot of questions. It seems like you have a case. Definitely consult immigration in private. We answered a lot of these same questions yesterday. I think it's best you just consult with an attorney to see what's going on in your case. Odie says, can I ask a question on unemployment? I don't know if I can answer that. I'm an immigration lawyer. I don't handle unemployment or employment law cases, so I'm not a good resource on that. But to ask it, if I can't answer it or don't want to answer it, I'll just tell you I don't want to answer it. So just shoot that out. Asking a question doesn't help me much. But thank you for everyone who's tuning in on Instagram. We have a live lead coming in and out. Let's see. We got new questions. Maddie says, thank you, sir. You're welcome. Always appreciate what you do for us immigrants who need help on the new rules. You got it. And the new rules are hard because every second they're changing. It's crazy. It's just crazy. John asked, any updates on EAD cards? They were saying it's been reduced. Yeah, there was a news report in the Washington Post that said the USCIS had canceled this contract with a company that was printing its green cards and EAD cards. These are work permits, work authorization cards. And because of that, they were supposed to start printing them out internally in some sort of internal system. However, because USCIS ran out of money, now they're not finding a way to print these EADs and green cards. So some cases are going to be affected where they're not going to have green cards issued because they're approved, but they're not going to be issued, or work permits are approved, but they're not going to be printed because physically they can't print the green cards or the work permits. It's crazy. You never would have thought 2020 they can't even print a permit. But if that affects you, it's going to suck. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see. And now Powell asks, wait, what did Trump say? Trump says a lot of things. I don't know what you're talking about. Odie says, okay, then I ask you about green card. Do what you got to do. Second says, I'm looking to do internship. You know, I don't accept internships at my office, but definitely contact some other firms that may be able to help you out with that. I'm starting law school. Congrats on starting law school. Pooja says, should I apply for a 10-year green card now? My due is on October 3rd. That's a personal decision, what you want to do. I need to know more information about your case to tell you what to do or recommend what to do or not. Just schedule a consultation in private and we could talk about that. I don't have enough information to be able to give you legal advice, or it's not even appropriate here to do it. Paul says something about marriage cases. Paul, the recording of this will be available in a few days. Catch it on YouTube, JK Law Firm, and you could catch up on it there. Odie says it's been 120 days already, green card, but haven't received it yet. Yeah, I mean, contact USCIS, call them up, see what's going on. Maybe contact the ombudsman, see what's going on with your green card. But it's a mess. On Instagram, Hassan says, hi, fastest way getting green card besides getting married. You know, green card is not about being fast. It's about being able to apply for them. So that's that. I need to know more information about you. And fastest way is if you have, it's not a good question to ask. Don't worry about speed. We have to see whether you can even get a green card. And the speed will take its own route. Sharok asks, to bring in my wife after marriage, do I need to have a strong banking account while I'm a green card holder? It's not about having a strong bank account. It's about having a job or maybe a lot of assets. If you do have a lot of assets, or it's more complex than that. It's not like just saying yes or no to that. It really depends on your background financially, and that's something we have to dig in to check out. But check out my ebook, marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook. It talks about the financial portion, so it gives you an idea of what's going on. Just download it there. Abdul says, why is the USCIS making immigration hard for people if they're trying to make money? Well, the USCIS is an organization that's under the president's administration. And so USCIS itself is just operating as a bureaucracy. It just wants to do its job. I've spoken to people there. I've spoken with their union. They're good people. They want to do it. The administration, it's clear to me at this point, they want to completely destroy immigration. Legal, illegal, everything. Just immigration destroyed. So they're bankrupting USCIS. They're destroying the embassy system for processing cases. Every step of the way that deals with immigrants, they're just destroying and burning the bridge, if you will. So if there's a bridge to come to the United States, they're setting it on fire. They don't care about investors coming here. They don't care about diplomats coming here. They don't care about anyone. They just want to destroy any foreign person coming here. And I guess after that, they're going to come after foreign people too. It's a very sick and dangerous situation, unfortunately. And we're seeing the starts of it, which is going after the immigration system, and who knows who they're going to go after later. It's disgusting, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully cooler heads prevail. The wise people come in and say, this doesn't make much sense, the things that are happening. That bankrupting USCIS doesn't make a lot of sense. Hopefully that happens. Hopefully. We pray. Hassan says, I was trying to refer on investment visa. Hassan, yeah, if someone's got an investor, they should probably talk to an immigration lawyer in private. There's a lot going on in that kind of case, and the best is to just talk about it in private. Nabi Reb on Instagram asks, do you have to live in the USA for the whole 5 years when holding a green card? you have to live in the United States. If you're a green card holder, you have to be a resident of the United States living here. Now, you could travel and stuff like that, but if you're living outside of the United States, that breaks your continuous residence here for citizenship. And if you're constantly outside the United States, they may question whether you are really a green card holder or using the green card as a tourist visa just to come temporarily. So it's recommended that once you are issued the green card, you start living here. Now, I have a case right now I'm going to file tomorrow, which is a person who got their green card through their mother, but they're in university overseas, and they can't just come and live here immediately. So they entered, got the green card, and we're filing for what's called a re-entry permit that gives you permission to live outside and be outside for up to 2 years at a time. We just keep renewing it, filing for new ones. But so what the goal is that we get this re-entry permit so the student could go back to their home country and finish their school without having to constantly come back and forth to the United States, because it's expensive, it's a hassle with COVID-19 to get an airplane, that sucks. And we're telling the government beforehand, listen, this person's a student, they need to finish their school, so let them be outside for longer periods of time until that's ready, and then they're going to come back and live here full time. And so we're making that request for a re-entry permit form I-131 tomorrow, and so there are things you could do. But in general, you shouldn't be outside for too much, but being outside, living outside the United States will delay the ability to get citizenship. And under this administration, who knows what kind of other stuff could happen. I'm hearing the craziest things you wouldn't even believe if I told you right now of cases getting denied. And this is like a mind-boggling, the things you would never, it's not even correct, the denials, but they're happening all over the place. So, and that's why you have to have a private consultation. Even with that, you never know what kind of crazy stuff they're gonna do to deny a case. But having a lawyer on hand to watch out for it and to contact supervisors, contact people to try to fix it is important to have. That's why you should consult with an attorney. If you find a good one, hire them and work with them. Charlotte follows up, can a green card holder invite member of family to the U.S.? Again, a green card holder, nobody gets invited to come and visit the United States. If you want to visit the United States, you're welcome, Pujam. You have to file for a tourist visa and apply. There's no invitation letters, there's none of that. That stuff maybe 30 years ago existed, but any person who wants to come visit the United States, whether they're a friend, family member, whoever, they go to the U.S. Embassy, do an interview, and come here. Officers there rarely, if ever, care about invitation letters and the like, unless you're coming, for example, for some specific work thing. For example, the Ford Corporation makes cars is inviting somebody to come for a meeting. Having a letter from them is helpful. But you inviting your brother or sister or family member to come in, they don't care if anything that hurts your case, because they know that the person who's asking for a tourist visa has a family member in the United States, and if they wanted to, they could stay at their house and not go back to the home country and stay here. Because the embassy in a tourist visa is not only, but primarily focused on whether this foreign person is going to visit the United States and then leave again. And that's what they're focused on. They're saying, is this person going to actually come to us and stay, or are they going to leave? And if you have family members in the U.S., it doesn't really help. So what you need to really focus on is how to show this person is only coming temporarily. They're only coming to visit and go back home. They have family back home. They have work back home. They have investments back home and all this kind of stuff. So they're not going to unlawfully stay in the United States. And that should be your focus, not on sending some sort of invitation letters. That doesn't go anywhere. I've talked to a lot of consular officers. I have a show called the Immigration Lawyers Podcast where I interview immigration lawyers and people in the industry, and I frequently consult with U.S. Embassy officers, consular officers once they've retired, and they always say the same thing: stop sending us invitation letters for family members. We don't even want to look at that. It's a waste of our time and it frustrates us. That's the reality. Can't eat from the horse's mouth. So just know that and be prepared. Karine says, a friend she has work permit will expire in August. She filed already to renew it. They can't print. I don't know. They may print it, they may not. I don't know what's going to happen. That's me telling the future, which I can't do. Odie says, is it true that immigration closed till December? No. Immigration is a big term to use. Some parts of the immigration system for some cases are going to be blocked and some aren't. You should consult with an attorney to see what's going to happen to your case, but that statement itself is not true that you just made. John says, would it be advisable to get the medical exam after getting the interview notice? You know, I frequently, that is the case where when someone's applying for a green card, they need to do a medical checkup. Historically, I just have my clients do it after you get the interview notice, just to make sure we get it. But one problem that's happening with the medical is the doctor's office may be busy, it might be closed, it might take a while to get it for you, and you really want to have the medical ready at the interview. So what I say is, once you file the case, between 3 to 6 months later, just go and do the medical. It will be valid for another 2 years after doing the medical, so it's not too bad. But maybe if you get the appointment notice, it may be too late. And so just under normal circumstances, usually they're open. But now with COVID-19, they're seeing probably less patients, all this kind of stuff. You don't want to risk it. Just get the medical a few months after filing for adjustment of status. Saba says, can I apply for a visitor visa for my sister, or she wants to visit? I just answered that in detail. I hope you caught that. Ab says, do you think individual or class action lawsuit would be a good tactic? Well, these individual and class action lawsuits are happening. Probably the reason the administration backed down from its crazy rule about student visas today is because of lawsuits that came in from the universities. So one big recommendation is, yeah, if you have the funds and the availability to file a lawsuit and the case is appropriate, again, the case has to be appropriate. We don't want someone to file a lawsuit with bad facts. They're just going to deny the case or some bad stuff are going to happen. But lawsuits and class actions, unfortunately, have been the name of the game for the last 4 years under this administration, because the agencies themselves, even if they want to help you, the leadership doesn't want them to help you. So they hold their hands behind their back and they do a lot of crazy things. And a lot of times, the only solution is to go to the courts for help, unless Congress gets up to acts and says, listen, this is enough. This is just brutal what they're doing. Sean follows up, will applying for citizenship or for your wife to bring does our financial background is important? Sean, one is, your question is disjointed, I can't answer that. Secondly, although this is an open Q&A, it's very obvious you need very specific consultation regarding your individual case. At this point, I would say if you ask any questions, please just go and consult an attorney. It's obvious to me that you really need to talk with a lawyer. This open format educational stuff is not enough information for what you need to do. But thank you for watching and joining. Please feel free to watch. But I don't think it helps you to ask these questions. You should talk to someone in private. Otherwise, says, do you have to be a certain age to apply for a spouse? No, not necessarily. There's been issues about this for underage people filing, but generally no. It's better to be over 18, but it's possible to do otherwise. It depends on the state where you would get married in and the laws of that jurisdiction, all this kind of stuff. I have to check out what state you're in. So there's no, USCIS itself doesn't have an exact age, but they go by the age of the jurisdictions you're living in. So it depends, as many legal stuff have, it depends on what your personal situation is with the age limit for marriages. Queen, hi, good to see you. Gabrielle, thanks for joining. Volga says, hi, asking for a friend, can USA apply for USA asylum, apply for Canadian permanent residency? I'm a US immigration lawyer, so I don't have any information on Canadian immigration law. You should consult with the Canadian immigration attorney about that. Now, if you're on Instagram, asks, I've been a resident here for the last 4 years, but I'll be studying abroad for 6 or 7 months. Do I need to do anything before I leave? Yeah, you should. You should not be outside the country for 6 or 7 months. So if you're studying abroad, after 3 months, do a vacation or trip to come back to the United States to break that long presence and keep an address in the United States so you know you have your residence here. This is just temporary being studying abroad, and have documentation that's temporary studying abroad. This is specific enough where I would say consult with an immigration attorney, consult my office to prepare for this. If you're really worried about citizenship and breaking the continuous residence rules, you should consult with an immigration attorney to save things in the situation so you don't destroy these last 4 years of time you spent, which could be for residency, because of one study abroad trip that's not long. So I 100% say you need to consult with an immigration attorney to kind of save the situation. Queen Victoria, thank you so much for sending the some TikTok stuff. On TikTok, you can send you like positive kind of things for me. I don't know what these things are, but it just says they sent you something, and I appreciate that. I don't know what I could do with that, but thank you. All right, I've been yelling for 20 minutes. I got to calm it down a little bit. All right, Jad says, do you have any experience approved green card for Section 13? Are you a diplomat? I think a Section 13 is a diplomatic visa. Is that right? I haven't done one for many years, but I have some experience. Schedule a consultation, and we can take it from there. There are a limited number of Section 13 green cards available each year, and the employment position you have to have with the diplomatic office, the embassy, has to be a higher up kind of position. It can't be a basic position. But schedule a consultation. We can talk about that for an hour. Karina says, Volga, he just answers question. Yeah, thank you. Saifa says, is immigration dead in the United States? No, I just got an I-129F fiance visa petition approved today, and we're going to go to the embassy, get them a visa too. So it's not dead. Some parts of it are on hold, but I'm making a living off it. It's all moving forward for the cases I'm working on. Saifa asks, 80% of USCIS don't have money. Yeah, that's what they say. You can't really trust what the administration has to say, so I'm not sure. Ab Club says, thank you so much. That really helps. You're welcome. Volga says, sorry I joined late. Sorry, Volga. You catch the recording of this on JQK Law Firm's YouTube page. Thank you for the question. I understand people tune in, tune out, and so they don't catch it all. But either, catch the recording or come back tomorrow and ask it. I don't want to repeat it for the people that are watching that they may get bored. And I hear myself talking. I realize I'm talking really fast. I was giving a presentation last week for a group of 200 lawyers. And a handful of them followed up with me, or a couple dozen followed up, 5 or 6 of them said, we loved your presentation, but we couldn't believe how fast you were talking. It was really hard to keep up with it. And I'm like, oh no, I did that again. I talk really fast. So I'm gonna try to slow it down. I know it's a lot of information. I get excited. I love what I do. I love immigration, and I love talking about marketing business about immigration. So doing videos, you know, writing blogs, all that kind of stuff, and just talking about immigration law makes me excited. That's why I teach at law schools. That's why I teach attorneys. That's why I do all these videos. I write these books, ebooks, marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook. Get the ultimate marriage immigration ebook. It's a lot of fun for me. I found something I'm good at and it helps people and it makes good money. So why not? You know, you love it. Sorry if I talk too fast on this stuff. And if you have a question already answered, just come back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be on TikTok. Every weekday's TikTok. But on Wednesdays, we're gonna go live on YouTube. Now YouTube's live thing sucks, so we'll see how that works. We'll do it. The throat's giving out. Yola says, how long is immigration taking to give interview? Nah, it just varies. How long? I don't know. Karina says, he said you need to go to Canada. You need to go to Canada and you can't come back if you go home. Okay. You know, that's paraphrasing what I said, but just contact again tomorrow. Okay, Abdul says, do you think the USCIS will receive their $1.2 billion? I don't know. We'll see. Sab says, I applied for citizenship in October. How long will it take? I don't know. You'll have to just wait and see. Rosa says, if you are a green card holder, can you bring your kids to the United States, and how long will it take? Well, green card holders can apply for their kids. How long will it take? I don't know. It depends on your case and a lot of other factors. Just schedule a consultation. We can go over it. Bella says, is it okay to get married through FaceTime if you are a green card holder? The U.S. does not accept proxy marriages where you're not both there at the same time together. So no, the US won't accept it, and that's that. You can't use a marriage done through like FaceTime or video or something like that where you're both separate, you're not together for US immigration purposes. It's been the rule for a long time. Shark says, low income, is that matter for applying for my wife after marriage? Yeah, that can be a problem. You need to figure that part out or get a joint sponsor. Dia says, how are you? I'm doing good. Throat's burning because I've been yelling like crazy for no reason. But Karina says, hello, that's right. Especially when you work with people who have English, they're saying, yeah, you know, it's hard, but you know, great people joining. I love talking about this stuff. Bud says, how come you always rush every time you do a live? I don't know. I get excited. How come I'm rushing? I get excited and I'm going. There's a lot of questions too, and I want to get to everybody. I think the main thing is there's a lot of questions that keep coming back to back. And I'm really excited about answering everyone's question, so I'm kind of rushing through it. But I know that doesn't help anybody not to be able to understand me. So one thing is, recording of this is going to be on YouTube in a day or two. So on YouTube, when you watch it, you can slow it down. You can make the speed slower, so it slows me down. When I listen to my YouTubes, I have to speed it up because I'm being too slow. But catch the slow down version there. But I'll try my best, and feel free to remind me to slow down. If you guys are watching, just say, please slow down, and I'll do it. But that's why I'm rushing it, because I just want to answer all these questions. I'm excited about it. Especially today, we got some good questions. Otherwise, just have you got a CR1 case? Yeah, I do all the time. Approved in 2020. I mean, the embassies, I've not been finishing the case. Yeah, in January, February, I did. February, I have approvals. If you go to my Instagram page, I think I posted approval that came in for that, yeah. Bud says, I understand you, but you help a lot. Thanks, thank you, you're welcome. Nira says, thank you, you're welcome. Bud laughs, thank you. Bella says, thank you, you're welcome. Mitsu says, you're awesome. Good to see you, Mitsu. Good to see you again. So yeah, the immigration game is a lot of fun. A lot of good people involved. It's tricky, it's complicated, it's like a puzzle. And because I like studying complicated stuff, solving puzzles like math and stuff like that. And immigration has a lot of that. You got to really get the facts and see how you can play with it and make it work. And that's one of the reasons why I have to like talk in detail about stuff to see how things look. Narid says, what if the kid is a citizen and they took it back to their mother country? I don't know. That's kidnapping right there. So I don't know. It's a criminal issue. Shaggy says, thank you. You're welcome. Adia says, is MBC stopping the visa services by the end of summer? I don't have any word that the National Visa Center or the NBC is stopping consular processing, so I haven't heard anything about that. Mr. Depeche says, how are you? I'm doing good. We're about to end the live today, but thank you for joining us. A few more minutes left. We'll do a couple more questions and then come back tomorrow on YouTube Live, JK Law Firm, and as always, every Monday through Friday on TikTok, Immigration Lawyer John. Let's see, Robin says, I applied for my I-130 in February 2019 and processing time is over. Well, it depends on what kind of case you have, but yeah, for July, if you applied to February 2019, well, it depends on what kind of I-130 you applied for. Is it what kind of relative? And if you have a citizenship or green card, and sometimes I have a case that's taking 2 years, 2.5 years, but there's some security issues involved in that case, and so I have to do additional background checks. So we really have to dig in deep to see what's going on in your case. But first thing you could do is go to uscis.gov and check out the case processing times. If it's longer than the case processing times for your kind of case, then you do a request for them to review it, saying my case is outside regular processing times. And hopefully in 30 days they'll respond and give you some sort of answer. I once did that, and the next day we got approved. I think the officer just forgot to give us the paperwork or approve it. But sometimes you go 30 days and you get no response. So it's all over the place. So do the online thing and then call them 31 days later to follow up if you didn't get anything, and just keep being on top of it. This kind of stuff a lawyer would do if they handled their case. Hannah says, if parents are permanent residents, can they apply for their kids who are over 21? Permanent residents can apply for their kids above the age of 21, but the kids have to remain single. If they're married, it doesn't work. So if you're single, they can do it. It takes some time. Check out the visa bulletin for that. Abdul Walish, so we'll take 3 more questions. So we got Abdul Walish, Mitsop, and 1 more after that. Do you recommend a green card holder to travel outside the U.S. during these times? That's too much of a general question. I need to know your case to see what I recommend for you. These kind of general cases, questions, they're too broad. I can't answer that. Minda says, what Trump say about DACA? He says, Trump says a lot of stuff, so it's not really, I don't care what he says. I care about what he actually does. So if they publish a rule that's final, I'll read that and let you know. But if he says something, tweets something, USCIS says something, that doesn't make a difference. It's not about what they say. It's about what they do. So I have to see the proclamation. I have to see the change to the federal regulations. Read those, and then I can answer that. Other than that, it's just talk is cheap. And the last question, Bella says, I'm trying to sponsor my spouse as I am a green card holder, but we are not married yet. Well, it's not your spouse if you're not married yet, but once you do get married, you could potentially sponsor them, but I need to know a lot more information. What I recommend you doing to start, and this is what I recommend everybody do, so as a lawyer, usually I'll say some people yes, some people no. To start, you should go and download my ebook. It's free. And read it and review it with your fiance, and that really breaks down the process so you're prepared. So even if you do consult with an immigration lawyer, you could check with them and you could know what they're going to say. You know, if something's off, you'll be able to tell. To download the ebook, go to marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook. E-B-O-O-K, marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook. Download the ebook, review it. It has a chart there that says if you're married or if you're a fiance, if you're a green card holder, if you're a citizen, if your spouse is overseas. It's a beautiful chart. I'm sure people are going to copy this all over the internet and say it's theirs. I took some time to make this chart. It's a great chart. Really, I'm talking like Trump here. It's a great chart. It's a fantastic chart. It's the best chart, but it really is. And I'm proud of this ebook. I think it'll help. So go there, and then once you read it, if you still want to, then consult the immigration attorney, preferably schedule a consultation with my office, but go talk to a couple people to give you a heads up on what's needed, and try to do it sooner rather than later. The sooner you start, the sooner you get finished. That's the way it goes with immigration, first in, first out. And we'll ask one more bonus question. Raveen says, I filed inquiries and they said wait 90 days. I don't know, I'll tell you, if your case is delayed, they're saying that you may have to wait, I don't know, to see the specific case, and then maybe just call and complain some more. They say a lot of things, you know, you don't have to listen to them every time. I guess with that, we're over for today. If you had some questions pending, please join us again tomorrow on TikTok. It's Immigration Lawyer John. We're gonna be on YouTube instead of Instagram tomorrow. YouTube page is JQK Law Firm. You can catch the video recording of this along with clips. So I pick out the questions where I give like full answers to that go for a minute or more, and I put them on YouTube, and some of them I put on Instagram. And that way you could get the meat of it, the best kind of things that you need, and a lot more kind of stuff. I post examples of my approval notices, so give you some understanding on timing and the like. So check that out, JQK Law Firm, and do that. And then again, I'll have to tell you, the Ultimate Marriage Green Card ebook, go to marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook. Download the ebook, it's free. All I need is your email address so I can then email you more information. So it's just constantly, they give me more information, give me more help. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And if you want to, then hire my firm for some stuff. Then it's quid pro quo. That's the proper Latin terminology for it. But having said that, thank you so much for joining everyone on Instagram, everyone on TikTok, a lively group. Great questions. The reason why I'm so excited today is because we have good questions. Usually all the questions are, how long does this take? How long does this take? And after the 30th one, I'm like, ugh. But today the questions were all awesome. I had some meaty questions where I could talk about the law, and I was excited. And so I appreciate everyone who joined today and watched, and hopefully I'll be back again tomorrow, and we'll just keep this going. So until then, be safe, God bless, and hope to see you again. Bye-bye.